Hey everyone, welcome back to the Study Points podcast. Thank you all for your support on the first episode. But yeah, just make sure you keep subscribing with as many channels as you can. But yeah, thanks for the support. The IPL starts on the 9th, so we're going to be doing like a series of previews of the IPL teams, 8 teams, 8 episodes, and just giving our thoughts on the lineups and their chances in the tournament, where they'll place. Plan is to just give Harsha Bhogle a run for his money, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think let's just get started. Jump straight into it. Starting with Mumbai Indians. Honestly, not much to change, but I mean, thoughts, guys.
Yeah, Dinesh, your first time on YouTube, so why don't you start us off with defending champions going for their.
Oh man, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Obviously, if you've followed on our other platforms, I will not sound alien to you, but this is my first appearance on the YouTube ones. Yeah, Mumbai, you can't say much about them that hasn't been said already. They have one of the most rock solid Indian cores in the entire league, consistently have backed their players, and have turned out some real match winners who are now taking on the international stage. Nishan Kishan, Surya Kumar Yadav. I actually think the player I'm most excited to see here is the new phenom Marco Janssen, the young South African, um, who comes very, very highly rated. And we know Mumbai Indians talent scouts are incredible and have turned up the Pandya brothers, among others. So I'm very interested to see how many games he will get and how well he goes. First gained a reputation as the guy who beat Kohli multiple times as a net bowler. But other than that, there isn't really a lot to say about this team that hasn't been said many times over. They're obviously starting off as clear favorites.
Yeah, I was looking when you look at the auction, Mumbai Indians they picked a lot of players that would serve well in the backups. When you look at their starting 11, the only player they really let go of was Nathan Coulter-Nile and James Pattinson. They ended up buying Nathan Coulter-Nile back in at less than what they bought him for originally. So it seems like, and they also bought Piyush Chawla, experienced IPL veteran, one of the top leading wicket takers in the tournament, who's been playing for a lot of teams in the last few seasons. But Mumbai seemed to get the best out of their players, so he definitely brings competition to Rahul Chahar, who has been their main spinner the last couple seasons. But when you look at Mumbai, it's easily the most settled team. The only debate I can really see happening is who that second overseas pacer is. Bolt is obviously going to be the first choice, but it'll probably be between Nathan Coulter and Adam Milne, who's had a T20 resurgence in New Zealand domestic cricket recently. He got picked for the Black Caps finally after a long time. He's been out mainly due to injury, but he's been picked for the Bangladesh series. He's obviously both 150K. Nathan Coulter now had a decent season last year. Really flew under the radar because he's not a Bumrah, he's not a bolt destroying batting lineups at the top and in the depth, but he's probably going to be their starting choice, I believe, over Adam Mill. But that seems to be the only debate Mumbai Indians have. There's only one thing I'm excited really to see. I mean, personally, I want to see Mumbai lose. I don't think we want to see another IPO with them 3 in a row, unless you're a die-hard Mumbai fan. But South African players are not available for the first couple of games, so that means Quinn de Kock is not going to be available, which means since Ishan Kishan's already in the team, they don't have to worry about replacing him with a keeper. So maybe we get to see Chris Lynn open the batting for Mumbai Indians. That'll be exciting. Yeah, we haven't seen him since he didn't get a game last season, and we all know there was a time when he was the number one T20 batsman in the world, most destructive player. That'd be really exciting to see. I'm hearing that Kyron Pollard might not be available either for the first couple of games. Maybe Jimmy Neesham, who's been their new buy, bought from Kings 11 Punjab last season. Maybe he'll get a couple games at the start. He's been in good form for New Zealand. He's never really broken through an IPL though, so who knows? Maybe a couple of international players get their chance due to quarantining rules.
Yeah, it's been a while since we had some good old fashioned Linsanity in the IPL. I always enjoy watching him bat when he goes off.
Yeah, but I mean, short and sweet for Mumbai. Not really too many changes. Just to sort of reiterate, the key to success for this has at least been shown that it's a strong Indian core. I think when you have your seven at least that are easily selectable and they're strong Indian players. I think that's just the key to success. But yeah, you think they'll win it again?
I mean, yeah,
Odds?
I think they'll make the playoffs for sure. It's not. I can't see
Yeah,
them.
that's not really a question.
Yeah, I will say on paper, I don't think they look as head and shoulders above the rest of the crowd as they have in seasons past. I think multiple teams that already had a good showing last season have made some really good pickups. So I think it's going to be very, very tough among the top three or so teams.
Yeah. Well, one thing extra they have this season, they'll have Hardik Pandya bowling, so that means they'll have 7 bowling options in their first choice 11. Mumbai's always had. I think Mumbai's key to success is the Indian core in the middle. Outside of Pollard, they have a full Indian core batting lineups. They have Ishan, Kishan, Suryakumar Yadav, the Pandya brothers. So that allows them to play 2 overseas pacers. So, and it's always been 2 overseas pacers, and they've always had 1 left arm pacer. 3-4 years ago it was Mitchell McClanahan. A couple of years ago it was Jason Berender. Last year is Trent Bolton. Trent Bolt bowling in the power play basically allows Bumrah to have more overs throughout the T20, throughout the 20 overs. So if other teams are able to break up at least that fast bowling pair, if Bolt has a poor season, then maybe we could see maybe Mumbai will open up some weaknesses, because I don't know about the backups. Obviously, there's the Marcus Jensen, but he's very young, very inexperienced. He hasn't even played for South Africa yet. So that could be a hit or miss. Um, if there's any weakness, it could be their spin department. I've not been that impressed by Krunal Pandya's bowling last couple of seasons. It's since 2017 to 2018 was probably his main 2 years. He's been okay last couple of years. Kind of just gets away with it, being one of the top all-rounders in the IPL. Rahul Chahar was okay last season. He did pick up wickets, but it was expensive at times. So if they do play at grounds like Chennai, because obviously this is not a regular year, you're not playing half your games at home, half away. I believe Mumbai do have a lot of games in Chennai. So whereas pitches tend to favor spinners a bit more, so they might have to look at better spin options. But otherwise, looking like a strong team. But Mumbai will lose the first game because they always lose the first game. That's been there for the last 7 seasons.
All right, guys. Thanks. We just started a Twitter account for the podcast as well, so the link will be in the description. Go follow that and make sure you subscribe. Let us know in the comments what your 11 for Mumbai is. But yeah, see you guys on the next episode.